Side confirming the Marshall twins. Astle and Fleming will continue to open with Michael perhaps at 3. So changes are plenty there in the batting order, but the bowling, well, that's what's going to be under the microscope again, particularly early on. Australia, a very powerful side even without McGrath and without Hayden. Casper comes in to partner Jason Gillespie, maybe with the new ball, along of course with Brett Lee. They've got Hogg and Hussey and Kadich today, almost competing for the same spot. Today they have entirely different roles. Similar roles today though for our commentators. They're leading off again as usual. Michael Slater from Australia and Martin Crowe from New Zealand.
Thank you, Smithy, and afternoon everyone. A magnificent day for this third one-day international. And for the local supporters, you couldn't wish for a more important match in which to savour through the course of this day here at Eden Park. There are the Marshall twins for the first time, identical twins in the black shirt. Hamish and James, big moment for the Marshall family. Big assignment too for Daryl Tuffy, who will open up this third one-day. Gilchrist on strike. And Gilchrist on the move straight away to start this game. Tuffy has struggled against Australia in 6 ODIs. He goes for 6.5 and over, and already he's gone for 4 on the first ball.
No ball as well. So not the start that Tuffy wanted. And Gilchrist, not as aggressive as we'd seen normally play that stroke, but he comes into this match not getting any runs under his belt in the initial 2 one-dayers. He'll be a little nervous. No! And another no ball there from Tuffy, so straight away you just wonder whether he's just a little bit too tense. He's under the pump a little bit. The selectors will want to see more. The coach wants to see more.
.35 the average for Gilchrist, similar to that of Nathan Astle. Strike rate is right up there though, 94, 10 Off to a good start, Adam Gilchrist, the best striker in the world.
Wait there, no.
That's Hamish Marshall behind point, and this is a horror start for Tuffy. 3 times he's overstepped. Hamish Marshall is behind point, James Marshall is in front in the cover position. Two slips and 3 on the offside, saving 1. So far Australia 7 for none, and you could say without a ball being bowled. Maybe this time. No ball again. Well, I've never seen 4 in a row to start a match. Another good stroke. Might be chased down by McMillan. No, that's gone away for 4, and a legitimate delivery. 14 from 1 ball. Second boundary for Gilchrist. He goes to 8. Extras are already 6. It's 14 for none.
It's a tough ground, isn't it? That was a miss-hit from Gilchrist. These short boundaries really didn't get hold of that, and the bat was slicing, and it still ran away for 4. Only just got there.
Fleming's changed the field, slip out, short cover in. That'll be wide. It's not a pleasant feeling, and everyone goes through it in their careers, where whether it be as a batsman, a bowler, or a wicketkeeper, even in the field, just the mind starts to betray you.
You've got to feel sorry for him, don't you? It might sound funny for an Aussie saying that, but you've got to. He just can't get that radar right. There we go. And a big cheer, as you'd expect. That's better. That'll give him a lot of confidence. Might stop Stephen Fleming chewing his fingernails there at first slip as well.
And what you've got to do is you've got to say, right, that's my start. I've got to forget about everything else And now work on this next ball and the ball after.
A little bit confusing if you've just tuned in. 2 balls, 15 for no loss. And if you have just tuned in, there's been a few wides and no balls. And another one. Dear oh dear. Well, Fleming's already once taken a bit of a stroll down to have a chat, try and settle his nerves, just give him the basics, and he's probably saying, look, just forget holding it down the seam, hold it across the seam so there's nothing through the air for you. And let's just get this over, done with. In the air, and that'll beat Tuffy down there at fine leg. It just suits his game a lot more. He can get his momentum going. He's not a big striker of the ball, and I just think he's found it a little difficult in the middle order to get going.
Well, he's got his innings underway here. Attempted bouncer, and not a bad one, because there's enough bounce for the ball to be top edged. It wasn't controlled by any means by Kadich, and it went to finer than Daryl Tuffy. And away for 4.
In the air, but just falling safe. It was a bit uppish. Adam Gilchrist just struggling for timing at the moment. Just looks a little nervous at the crease at the moment.
And Tuffy just veering his line again, and that allows the batsman to pick off the ball through the onside. He had to wait, didn't he? You could see him holding the bat close to the body so that he had some control. That's 4. You know, you look to try and accentuate the positive at this level because you've got the best players in the business, but so far it's impossible to find anything positive about this start from Daryl Tuffy.
That's better from Adam Gilchrist, and I think that's the way he should be playing over here. We're seeing Gilchrist just struggling to adjust to the slower pace of these New Zealand pitches, and I think if he takes the aerial route, that's a more positive step for him. But I agree with you, Martin, from a New Zealand start, if you're going to match it with the best in the world, you've got to be disciplined. We're not seeing that at all. No! That's the end of the 3rd over. 29 for no loss. New Zealand side, and wonderful stroke there from Simon Kadich. And that will really settle him.
Kadich very positive here. Good stroke, wasn't it? Because you could see his momentum going towards the ball. He just held the stroke and almost a check drive. Got a lot of bat on it. Great stroke here. The ball before was a beauty. It jagged back, but this time a bit fuller. And Kadich was all over it like a rash.
He sure was. Showing authority. Enjoying being out there against this new ball. It really does zing off the bat if you get it right.
Middled by Kadich, his 3rd boundary. Gilchrist has 3 as well, and that's forced Cairns to go around the wicket. He's one of the few New Zealanders that is prepared to do that straight away. If he doesn't feel he's getting anything over the wicket, and the slashing stroke from Kadich was an example of that, then he'll quickly change tack. That's his experience coming through. So he's going around the wicket and trying to line up off stump and bowl towards the wicketkeeper more and eliminate angle. 7 from the over. Australia 46 for none. Kadich 19 and Gilchrist 16. Possibly a sellout today. That's a beautiful stroke as well. He's so organised, this boy, Simon Kadich. Good fielding in the end. We're probably going to go upstairs. Alim Dar is going to check with Tony Hill, the 3rd umpire, just to check that didn't get to the boundary, but a good on drive.
Well, he just uses the different angle there from Cairns coming into the pads, and he simply lent on that Kadich. And this one, well, that'll be 4. I think as the hand made contact with the leather, he's also touching the rope, and any part of your body that's touching the rope.
Australia bring up the 50 with that boundary.
Slower ball gone wrong, and that's another boundary. Kadich looks in very good touch.
Well, when you're under the pump, you do want to change it up, but with your change-ups, you want to make sure that you hit a good line and length. Mills this time nowhere near a good line and length, too full. Nice height just to punch that down the ground. This fella does play straight well, and he times the ball well. Let's time that one nice and straight for 4.
Just a loose start, and that'll go for 4. Just a little too wide.
Now, this is exactly what Fleming doesn't want out of Astle, and it's what he usually doesn't cough up is width. He's normally very wicket to wicket, but this time giving too much width and the leverage to get that ball away behind square. Astle will be disappointed with himself for that start.
Out. Picked up their first wicket. And it is Adam Gilchrist, very similar to the Motor dismissal in Wellington. And Astle at short cover has held a pretty simple one.
Cairns came back from Maid in the last over here. He's on the butt, and Gilchrist pushing through that. Looked like that one didn't come on, and a simple catch for Astle. So Gilchrist's low run of scores continues. He's out for 18, and Australia is 68 for 1.
Oh, lovely stroke, Ponting.
The cricketing term, hitting it on the up, is no better illustrated right there from Ponting as he just walked into this delivery. Hits it at the top of the bounce. He is so confident.
See the slower delivery starting to occur now from Cairns. Not high humidity here in Auckland today because of that nor'easter. So therefore, not so much swing for the bowlers at all early on. They will have to rely on different forms of variation today. Pulled away. That'll be 4 more. 9 off the over, 81 for 1.
Yeah, good night.
To go away. Will it get to the boundary? He's timed it very nicely indeed, and Vittori can't get there. From what was really a check drive, it's resulted in a boundary.
It's good basic cricket. Ball straight, you've got to play straight. You sit it down the onside, where obviously Astle can't gather. Mid-on is a bit wider than that, and it's just a terrific basic cricket by Ponting.
Oh.
It's been one of the features of the Australian game since they've been here, is that all the batsmen, the top order players, have played very straight. In fact, probably straighter than New Zealand, you'd have to say, when they've had their turn at bat. To the onside, here's a chance. He's going to be run out. Ponting has been run out. Kadich didn't come.
It's Ponting's call, and immediately he takes off. I'm not sure if he looked long enough at Kadich, who at this point said, no, it's going straight to the fielder. I'm not coming. It was too late then. Ponting was already halfway down, if not more. And so Ponting is sacrificed here. It's 85 for 2. That was a good stroke. Now Kadich has got to try and go on here, and that's not a bad start. 16 gone, 90 for 2. It's not a good feeling when you run out the skipper. I feel, and I think you do too, Joe, if he'd gone straight away, pretty good chance of probably getting there. would have probably needed a direct hit. There was a lack of that eye contact that is so vital when you run between the wickets. Ponting goes, he waits for some sort of call. He's looking down at Kadic, but Kadic is not looking at him. And then turns his back on the skipper. Let's discuss it later.
He's gone. A wicket first ball for Daniel Vettori. Has he got a little edge to this?
No doubt about it for me. Inside edge onto the pad, but Alim Dar didn't hear it. It looked a risky stroke. Just wasn't quite short enough. And Damien Martin is sent out of here by Alim Dar. But what a start for Vettori. He got the wicket that skipper wanted, his first of the series. Martin goes for 190 for 3. He's got an amazing ability to strike the ball hard, but if you can just strangle him a little, he might go for the big shot. Like that. And that's a loose ball though, and he's just picked off. Comfortable delivery to the square leg boundary. So 5 from the over, 97 for 3.
Yes, it's just a little short here from Astle, and it gives Simons enough time with a short arm jab really to get it up and over mid wicket. .50 for Kadic. Very good innings. Very organised, getting across to off stump, driving down the ground.
Oh, good stroke. Simon said it doesn't matter, I'll go onside.
Yeah, lovely stroke. Look how close he gets to the ball here. Just a little shimmy, gets very close, gets the head on the onside of the ball, therefore opening up the onside to play through. This time he goes aerial. Doesn't quite get there and close as he did the last stroke, but it's the same result. So consecutive boundaries to Simons, 9 off the over, 106 for 3.
With gone. Michael Papps takes the catch at extra cover. Big shot from Andrew Simons. Maybe the ball just held up a little on him, and he picked out Papps at extra cover. That is a big blow for New Zealand.
Oh, this is a huge wicket here for the Black Caps. Simons looking to swing that one away, got it high on the bat, no timing, was looking to go in the air, didn't get it high enough. And he's on his bike, and Mills, well, he's back in the game. Absolutely thrilled. But he's gone now. He's on his way back for 21, and Australia have lost their 4th wicket at 117. Oh, great fielding. Got across there very quickly, Vettori, and nearly affected the run out.
Quite superb piece of work from Daniel Vettori. Quickly across to his left. Michael Papps hunting in at mid-wicket. Not allowing Clark to get that first run. Well, there it is, down the ground. Quite a beautiful shot too. What a way to pick up your first runs.
Way to pick up your first runs. This is a superb shot. McMillan just slightly over pitching. Just nudged back past him, and the timing's superb. Ooh, this is close, and close enough. That's out. Vettori's broken through again. He's got the key wicket of Kadic. LBW trying to play across the line. The Black Caps were there right back into this game.
Well, another big blow for New Zealand. And this is enormous. Just when we're saying that Kadic needed to hang tough and anchor the innings, umpire Alim Dar says yes, that would have hit leg stump. Look at Vettori. He knows how important that is. Well, Australia, they're plummeting. Kadic, he was holding the innings together. He's gone for 58. It's 128 for 5. And another big shout too. No this time, umpire Dar says. Top over from Daniel Vettori, 129 for 5.
Tell you what, this is a very good yowl. That's good enough for Dar on this occasion. This time on the front foot, and that might have saved the batsman, but that is a very, very close yowl and a close thing here for Clark. Maybe a little bit of inside edge onto the pad, hard to tell. Very good stride, and that's what might have saved him.
Amazing start to this match, wasn't it? That first over of Daryl Tuffy. Almost unbelievable watching it. I've never seen anything like it. 4 wides, 4 no balls, 14 ball over, 16 runs off it. It's just incredible viewing.
Oh, misfield here from Cairns, and that'll allow the batsman to get back for 2. It's not going to make McMillan pleased. Well, yes, Gav, there's been a lot of talk about the bowling, and it was the last thing that anybody really wanted to see was that first over.
That's a rare sight too. Chris Cairns misfielding.
It's a good shot here, good placement. Finds some open spaces out on the offside. Batsman will come back for 2. So here's the bowling. Yes, we're talking about Daryl Tuffy, only 2 overs, and it'll be interesting to see if Fleming brings him back. I hope he does. Cairns, good job. McMillan, 3 overs for 12. So Tory continues. Too much width, and Clark hits that one solidly away to point. There's a sweeper out there on the boundary and only 1 run. For a quick single, and they'll get it. So 2 from that over. Another good tight over from Vittori. Australia 135 for 5.
Now this partnership between Hussey and Clark is vital for Australia if they're going to look to get 250 plus. Yep. 140 for 5.
Pick the ante up later on against maybe one of the less well-performed ones. Clark scampers, he's quick. Good cricket. Good running. Let's not get out to this guy.
You're going to see a lot of this sort of running between the wickets. Hussey has always been a hustler. Michael Clark at 23 is very fresh and quick between the wickets, and they should have a very good understanding. A rare no ball from a spin bowler. Very cranky himself. There's a good example of a quick single, and I think here if Kadich had responded straight away, Kadich would have been running to the danger end, no doubt, but Ponning's got 2/3 of the way down the pitch when the ball has arrived over the stumps. That to me indicates if Kadich had it gone, he would have made it.
A smarter judgment now can make a huge difference in the long run. For smarter financial strategies, talk to the professional, Hill Ross.
Go Harvey Norman for digital photo printing at a low 33 cents for 6x4 photos. Capture those magical moments on your digital camera. Go to your nearest Harvey Norman store, place your digital media card in our easy-to-use digital processing centre, follow the simple instructions. Great quality 6x4 prints for just 33 cents per print. That's right, just 33 cents. Harvey Norman, your digital camera and processing specialist.
Go Harvey Norman, go!
Why did I buy a RAV? To escape the city. These guys wrote the book on four-wheel drives, and I got my RAV with free rego, CTP, and the Toyota warranty extended to 5 years. Now you're talking.
Why did I choose a Kluger? I wanted the power and comfort of a big 6 with Toyota's off-road cred. And I got mine for just $42,990 with 5-speed auto and climate control aircon. Now you're talking.
Have to counter inside the circle. That's a nice drive, just for 1.
Yeah, high intensity out there at the moment. Michael Clark watching the ball right onto that blade. I feel Michael Clark's at an interesting stage of his career, Smithy, and with all the hype, all the chat, and it's all been positive for him so far in his career. Great placement there from Hussey. Really did pierce the gap and was in control of that shot the whole way.
He waited for this. That's why he waited. You could almost see it change pace on the pitch. It almost went through the surface of the pitch to the point where it sat up, where the spin took effect from the slower delivery from McMillan. He had to wait so long. Now he picks him off. So 6 off 3. This is 4. This is very good batting.
Just finishing on Michael Clarke, I just feel that you can't read the press and believe it too much these days. The expectation is that each time he hits the crease, he's going to be hitting 6s and 4s every ball. The crowd want that. They call for that. And I think at times he feels he's the entertainer. And he's got to maintain what he's doing today. Just keep reading the game situation and playing according to that. It's a dangerous period. I remember early in my career when I got this reputation of a crasher, a basher, an aggressive style player. I tried to live up to it and therefore was now playing outside of my original game plan, and that's where he is now. I think he's smarter than me. I don't think he'll change his game. 168 for 5. I just think that's the good thing about bowling. I'm sure Tuffy, he can redeem himself if the skipper throws him the ball again. Expensive couple of overs. Oh, that'll do. That will do. It's almost the perfect one-day shot, that.
I mean, this is just bad luck from a bowling point of view. You can't do much about that. You can't set a field for it. That can happen in any form of the game. But look what Stephen Fleming's done on the offside. 4 men inside the circle on the offside. He doesn't have to have any more than 4. He's got 1 on the onside. Daryl Tuffy at mid-on. So he still wants to maintain singles pressure, stop the singles pressure inside the circle on one side. Which means Chris Cairns has to bowl there. And Vincent's quick, but see, that really hasn't worked. 4 men inside the circle on the offside, and they still pinch 1.
And the man had just moved a little bit squarer.
Just a fumble here from Lou Vincent, who you would not expect to come from. He is superb in the park. An opportunity there just to present, Chris Cairns knows. The plan was to keep it tight inside the circle, and it hasn't quite worked in this over. They've got 3 singles, and they're happy with that plus the boundary. It's 175 for 5.
But 39 overs gone. Here's Nathan Astle. Clarke pushing for 2. In fact, it's going to be more. It's beaten Fleming to the boundary.
Oh, what was the captain doing out on the boundary in the first place here? Fleming's snuck himself back there to long off. Obviously unaccustomed to that, and has made a hash of it.
Well, you certainly, I agree with you. Don't normally see Stephen Fleming in that territory.
Jimmy.
And he's also guarding quite what is one of the shorter areas at Eden Park. These are whimsical boundaries here. Straight down the ground about 65, but that area where Fleming was trying to prevent that boundary is about 53, something like that. So there's quite a difference as you go around this ground.
Smash, smash. Good, mate.
Another single. Comes Cairns.
Yep.
Lou Vincent, the man on the field for Daniel Vittori. And then from overs 10 through to 30, it belongs to New Zealand with all those wickets taken, and of course consequently some low runs per over there. But then since over 30 it's been very much Australia. It's building, and that's where we're heading to now as this partnership continues. Once you get into this phase of an innings, you're probably looking to get, I think as a batsman, I think a boundary and over would be ideal. You're looking to get perhaps 4 to 5 scoring shots where you're out actually ticking it over for runs in between the boundaries. take a single here too. It's tight. It's going to get through for the single though. So 6 singles, 6 from, 189 for 5. Pace off the ball. Astle getting it full. 2 runs.
Astle into his 8 over. He's gone for 38 runs. Runs per over about 5.2, and often we don't associate Astle with going more than around about 4, but remember that he bowled in the first 15, something we don't often see him doing. Under pressure he came in and he did a pretty good job for his captain.
Straight down to long off. Vincent the man there. Just drags it down a little. That'll be disappointing for Astle because it's gone to the boundary. Broken the sequence of singles. It's 8 off the over, and the 200 is up for 5 wickets.
Good night. Good job, mate.
So this partnership just creeping up, I think, on the 6th wicket partnership there of 86. It's now 77, yes, between Steve Waugh and Wayne Phillips in Wellington. This one currently 9 runs shy of that. Oh, is it straight? Aleem Dar says no.
Risky shot. I think this might just be sliding past off stump here. Let's have a look. I think that's a pretty good call. It's hit him on off. There was a little bit of angle.
It's hit the outside part of the bat, of the pad. There's Clark giving himself just a little bit of room to hit through the offside. But good length again from Astle.
So 50 runs for Michael Clark in a good innings. Strike rate of 81. Came in under pressure, has done a good job for his country.
Nice, nice. Great job, mate.
There goes Hussey through the leg side, just bouncing in front, and it's going to get a boundary. One of those difficult ones for a fieldsman where you're not sure to go in or stay back, and Mills here has been found out a little.
Well, the infield fielding's been generally pretty good today, but there's been a few slip-ups in the outfield, and here we see one from Mills. It was in a different area. He didn't judge his length from the ball, and the bounce just did him, and he just sees that roll into the...
So good start, as you say, for the batsman. Looking for the boundary, 1 and over, and early on it takes the pressure off. Really at this stage, a dot ball is a mini victory for a bowler.
Good job,
very
mate.
Full, advancing to try and cut the angle down as well.
Well, Melbourne has bowled very well in this over. He's got the ball into the right areas, but still 8 runs from it. The Australians showing that they can still get it away and get a single from good balls.
Straight down the ground. Are they going to come back for 2? No, they're not. It's a single. It's the 3rd time in 160 ODIs McMillan has had to bowl 10 overs. He's finished. He's bowled 10 overs for 47. It's 217 for 5. Some big ones there too, aren't there? 189. And of course, always in this series, the 3rd wicket partnership there, 133. Matthew Hayden and Damien Martin. Just a game ago. So here we go now. 4 overs remain. Chris Cairns will bowl 2 of them, 46 and 48. And will it be Mills at the other end? Will it be Astle? Let's wait and see. Just a bit of room, looking to hit through the offside again. A single, coming back for 2, no. Good work. Marshall down there at long off, having to do a lot of the work, or certainly Fleming's expecting him to.
Black Caps did a good job to get back into this game. They will not want to lose it now.
No, another 30 runs here. If it does happen, a big over. Oh, they're running. You'll notice the men now nice and deep on the circle, trying to prevent boundaries, so it does give them a chance for the single.
Well, that's right. It is all about protecting the boundary here, so your infielders tend to go right back onto the edge of the 30-yard circle. It's a long way to throw. And, pretty good running that time. I think he would have been home.
Pushing hard again. There's Marshall. That's the length. So just a single there. 5 singles this over.
It's a runner ball, isn't it? And that's what the bowling team is aiming for at this stage in the match.
Yeah, well, if you can get away with 60 runs from the last 10 overs, you're pretty happy. It's when it burgeons out sort of to 80 plus that it becomes very awkward. Needs a good finish here, Chris Cairns. Oh, it's high again. He really gets away with that, and it's only going to be a single. So 3 overs to go. It's 2:23 for 5.
Superb partnership of 95 between Hussey and Clark has once again put Australia into a zone that they know they can defend. They've done it 3 times in the last month, defending scores on the big occasion of 240 or less. Kyle Mills done a pretty good job today after a slightly loose start. He pulled it back nicely here with his second spell. He's bowled 7 overs, 1 for 27. But the 2 overs he now has to bowl become crucial for him and for his captain. Bit more pace on the ball. Clark might enjoy that. Here's Mills. Nicely through the gap, and that could race away for 4. It does.
Another good stroke from Michael Clark. Mills has to watch it with Michael Clark, because remember at Jade he backed away and Mills followed him and he's still able to pick him off. I think it's important that maybe you just look to keep the stumps in your sights in case he looks to go across the line. On that occasion, Clark just used the angle to pick up his 5th boundary.
And again through the onside. Now they'll look for 2. They won't get it because Clark was on the back foot. But what it does mean is that is a 100 partnership, and in trying circumstances.
Well, it's been a wonderful combination between Hussey, new to the side, Clark, who's having a dream first couple of years. And they've got Australia out of a tricky situation. It's been really good cricket between them, a lot of intelligence. They've manoeuvred the bowling. They came together when Fleming really did have control of the situation and had worked his bowlers, his limited resources, superbly well. But now, with just under 3 overs to go, it could just get away from New Zealand. So this partnership has to be broken somehow. Hussey on strike, 43.
Big hit. That's a massive blow. Well back over mid-wicket. Danger, danger.
Well, leg stump line, and Hussey was able to get under the ball. It was a slower ball. He picked it. Good stride in. He got momentum therefore into the stroke, and that has gone massive distance, a good 100 metres up into the Taverners. And Hussey now 49. What will he do here? Mills picks up his 50 as they come back for 2. His first 50 for Australia. What a time to do it.
Give an Aussie a chance, give a fringe player a chance. Say, if you want to get in the side, prove your worth. Michael Hussey in 2 outings has done just that. Terrific knock thus far. Here's Mills, 2 balls to bowl. Picked off again. No ball, so more pressure on. He gets back. Clark gets back. They've got the bonus run from the no ball anyway.
And the no balls have plagued New Zealand throughout the day, starting with Daryl Tuffy bowling 4 in the first 4 deliveries of the match. And this is where the disciplines just fail this New Zealand side at crucial times. 9 no balls, 6 wides. way over as well. So still 2 balls left in the over. 238 for 5 as the run rate now hits 5.
He goes straight at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he hit it just straight enough. What a place to make your debut. What an atmosphere to come into your national side. A packed house at Eden Park. And I've got to say, James is on the firing line down there at mid-off.
Would have been called a wide if Hussey decided to leave it, but instead he'll pick up 2. That's 20 balls in a row they have scored. 241 for 5.
Now it looks very good for Australia. They'll get 2 here without any trouble at all. Great judge of pace, isn't he, Michael Clark?
Well, that was a beautifully weighted stroke. And considering too, he was using the pace of the ball to get it behind square for 2. Now, it's a record for Australia against all countries, this partnership between Clark and Hussey. 115 and going strong. Clark on strike, 63. Slow ball, and he got low, and they'll pick up 1. This is the time where Hussey will, with 5 wickets now, he'd just be looking for a boundary 6. He'll be looking for the ASB Bank stand. He'll know that Cairns will be taking the pace off the odd delivery, and therefore will be looking to hit late. It's the onside that I feel Hussey's really going to line up here as Cairns comes around the wicket.
Chris Cairns has got away with 2 or 3 full tosses in the last couple of overs, but that's fine. He's not erring on the kind of deliveries that Australia are expecting. I think they've been caught by surprise by these quickish full tosses. So there's no timing there. Clark missed out on a couple as well in the previous over, but singles are just fine. 2, a 1 off the over. Fielders inside the circle are as far back as they can possibly be. That's good length. Oh, I'll tell you what, Michael Clark would have been out. Direct hit there. The running was just a tad on the casual side. As he spun around, I don't think he realised that the throw from James Marshall was a good flat one. He had his back to the throw, he had his back to the end result, and he would have been on his way back to the pavilion had this hit in a direct fashion.
Cairns, 2 balls left in the over. Well, Hussey went after a slower ball. He might have been better off leaving that, and he's a bit disappointed as he only picks up 1.
Chris Cairns will walk past him and say, "Thanks, pal." It's exactly what he said. "Thanks, pal." I don't really want to bowl another one. I'll get you one later. Last ball for him, Chris Cairns. Well, Chris Cairns will argue he's backed away, and that's gone inside the line, the indicator line, and he might have a point here, Cairns. Costs you too much to say too much, but that's exactly what he's saying. That's inside the line that you have as an indicator. It was a long way from Clark because he went so far outside leg stump.
Absolutely right, Ian Smith. So he'll have to bowl it again. And he'll get 4. And Cairns is absolutely livid. He turns to Aleem Dar and says, "You are kidding me." It's 252 for 5.
Hard done by here, Chris Cairns. It's the second time he's been picked off down to fine leg, but he knows this hurts so much because it was a ball he didn't have to bowl and shouldn't have bowled.
Hussey on strike. He's got 56. Clark 69. 1 over to go. It's Mills. And finds fine leg. Got to try and keep it under 10, New Zealand. Ponting didn't get going today. 11 to him, run out.
Well, they've given themselves a great chance again, Australia. They certainly have. Whatever happens in this over, if they bowl well and field well, they know New Zealand have to be at their peak to win the game. That's nicely bowled. And a push, but not going to go. A fumble from Brendan McCullum, but 2 off 2. Good stuff from Mills. Just wonder how the New Zealand top order are feeling. What's going through their minds at the moment? No McGrath, that's a positive. No Glenn McGrath today.
Full toss, and has he found the gap? He has. That's the short boundary down there. And no ball as well. Boy, this has been a bad aspect of New Zealand's play today. Full toss. Nicely struck by Hussey as he goes into the 60s. Way over the line. I just don't get it. .29 consecutive balls scored by these two, Clark and Hussey. Make it 30. Just the one. Still 3 balls left. 10 no balls, 7 wides. That's nearly 3 extra overs. Kasparovich back in the side for Australia. Would be dead keen to get out there and prove his worth and hold on to his place. Here's Mills again. Out towards long off. And Clark comes back. Brilliant running. So Hussey will have the final say of this last delivery. Australia 263 for 5 in the partnership, Smithy. Outstanding, 135.
I was just going to say, what makes you smile, Ricky? A comeback like this, such a sullen look of determination on his face. Maybe he's still a little miffed about the run out, but goodness me, this partnership has proven that Hussey can play at this level. And he might pick up another one towards the end. He will. He will remain not out, and he deserves to be. It's been a superb fight back from Australia. At one stage, they were 5 for 128. They finish at 5 for 264.
And Michael Clark led the way, 71 from 75. To confirm again his outstanding potential and talent. Hussey, just his 3rd innings for Australia, picking up his first half century. Fleming did a great job, really, considering that he lost Tuffy after just 2 overs. He couldn't afford to bring him back, but he utilised Astle and McMillan in the middle. And it'll be these two that can stand tall, though, in the end. They just showed their class throughout on a gorgeous afternoon here at Eden Park. Kadich looked pretty useful at the top, 58. And perhaps he'll be feeling that he should have gone on, considering that Ponting was run out for 11. Simon's 21, but Clark and Hussey really have been outstanding.
Tuffy, 2 overs, none for 25. Mills, 9 overs, 1 for 57. Cairns, 1 for 55, was a bit harshly dealt to by Aleem Dar in particular at the end.
As always, Jeremy, come in and just get a couple of early quick wickets. He'll be feeling confident against Fleming. The fact that he has been able to send him back early. Fleming is due. Doesn't miss out too often, Stephen Fleming. He's one of the more consistent performers in this Kiwi outfit. And if ever the skipper needs to put his hand up and stand tall and lead the way, it's today. It's do or die, and I watch and commentate with interest. I want to see a contest.
Here's Brett Lee in front of 30,000 people. I agree with you. Fleming particularly has to take more time. He's one of the best New Zealand players. He is the captain. The rest of the batting lineup, well, there'll be changes today, and Paps will be coming in there, James Marshall, so there's some new players in that top 6. They'll be looking to Fleming just to set the target here and just set the tone for the innings. It doesn't have to be a really bold, aggressive start. It needs to be steady, yes. Nothing too wild, and it needs to be playing straight. I think on a slow surface like this, maybe Lee may provide a few chances with a bit of extra pace on the ball for the batsman to play some different strokes. But I just think the full blade the New Zealand batsmen have to use, not just the 4 inches either, in other words playing horizontally, the full blade as well, the length of the blade.
Yeah, I think another key too on the slowish pitches is to play the ball as late as you possibly can. The tendency is to get out in front of yourself and sort of go and meet the ball instead of letting the ball meet you, and they're the first runs. So New Zealand off the mark. It's not because of an effective shot off the bat, it's because the radar is not yet honed in from Brett Lee.
Shorter delivery, it's a no ball.
Astor's really got to work on getting that off stump right, and the ball that's just outside off stump, he has a tendency to try and squirt that very square. It's not a cut shot, it's not a back foot drive. There's a fellow in Australia, Mark O'Neill, very accomplished batsman at first class cricket. He calls that the drut. It's a half drive, half cut, and he's just got to watch that because it's a real get out shot for Astor early in an innings. That's more of a flirt, a bit of a spar at something, but he tries to cut too close, and it's a dangerous shot for him.
Yes, the drut, or the kive.
Really does slide off. Astor off the mark. It'll be a comfortable 2. And 5 off the first over. There'll be more runs there for Fleming, not off the bat. Should be a leg by, but it doesn't matter. It's for the team's cause. They're going to take the runs however they come today.
Lee. Fleming plays on, off an inside edge. So the New Zealand captain fails for the 3rd time.
And often against the quickness of a Brett Lee, you don't have time to move your feet too much, but there was 0 foot movement from Stephen Fleming. Signs that he is out of touch. It's also a dismissal you'll see a lot on slow pitches. Batsmen have this, well, there's a stronger possibility that you will inside edge it and drag it back. Another big wicket, a good start for Australia. Disappointment for Fleming as he trudges off for 1. 7 for 1 now. It's a big loss though. The skipper is really a controlling batsman where the other guys can bat around him and he can lead from the front. Brett Lee. It was a good pace, and it was almost a toe end back onto the stumps. No bounce, no pace off the pitch, through the air, yes, because it's Brett Lee. Anyway, he's taking his pads off now.
Yes, he is. Or he's sitting there thinking about it. There's a no ball, and I just wonder also, a run taken by Astle. That one that we saw, that replay there, I just wonder how close that is to a no ball as well. However,
that would have made one big echoing sound inside the helmet. I'm sure he's okay. Oh, it's hit him hard. Just a little bit off the shoulder into the side of the helmet. And it really makes a clunk when you're wearing the helmet. Thank God he is wearing the helmet. Bang!
Well, it's the side flap too, isn't it? It's the side part of the helmet, the sort of the temple area. And that really buzzes round, I can assure you folks. You get a hit there. At least they're wire nowadays. They used to be plastic. Playing out beyond himself. He's going to get a single as it goes quickly down to Gillespie.
There's a big trap on slow pitches that you fight the pace of the pitch. The more frustrated you get, the more you're going harder at the ball, and it just doesn't work that way. You drag it to the onside, you're not getting any timing whatsoever. Now, I think the Clark-Hussey partnership should be a prime example, and something that the Black Caps look at as their inspiration for its singles, its rotation of strike. They really were just looking single a ball, and then occasionally got a two, and then an occasional boundary. 14 for 1. That's good bowling from Brett Lee. Just throwing in the short one. He's up there. 3 deliveries ago, it was 150 kilometres an hour. They're all up around there, so it's good pace he's generating. And you just see how late Astle was getting under that. His reactions are good. It's just that they're coming down at him like a lightning bolt. Bang, you've got to react quickly. And at times against the likes of Brett Lee and Shoaib Akhtar, you can surprise yourself how quickly you react.
Tuck that one away. This is going nicely. They could come back for 3 here. It's gone to the longest boundary at Eden Park.
They're just turning it to the onside, and because Brett Lee is bowling 150 kilometres an hour, it races across the turf. Nearly got to the boundary rope.
It's a lovely delivery. 153 Ks.
I think Brett Lee heard something here. That seam was upright. It's kissed the deck and flown through to Gilchrist. I don't think there was an edge. Brett Lee certainly thought there was. He was convinced he heard something.
Last ball from Lee. Oh, he's hit him again. And he's really hit him hard this time. Really hard. Second time he's hit Paps in the helmet. So 3 overs from Lee now. It's 17 for 1.
Well, that's nice to see Ricky Ponting going in just to check that he's okay, because this is a big hit. Paps sort of staggered backwards. It would have been a big shock. It's again another echo, but that's flush. And while he's got the helmet on, that helmet gets pushed back into your head, and that would really hurt. Brett Lee on target with that one, and just blocked in that area, and just see the egg on his head, and he wants to be careful. It's very close to the temple. He wants to make sure that he's feeling okay. It's one thing. Oh, that doesn't look good. I would get that checked out.
So you can see there, it's certainly hit him before he's reacted to the delivery. Still looking to come forward, and then just starting to react when he sees it going short. So he'll retire at this stage. There he comes creeping forward and continues to come forward. He's just not ready for that pace. Even Ponting in the background is concerned. Haven't seen a different way of the top order playing here. That's slightly concerning. Haven't tried to just knock it down. Well, that's kept a little low.
It's that full face you're calling for, Jeremy. That's why the importance when the ball is difficult to score. Whereas I think for the Black Caps, they've got to start in a very conservative fashion and know that the first 15 overs are going to be hard work. We need to get through and not lose too many wickets. And runs almost aren't an issue, or that's not the concentration. Okay, will look to be about 4 runs and over or 3.5 runs and over, but those middle overs are probably the important phase for us to lift things. Is really helping him out. That's where he finds that extra yard. The difference from him bowling 145 to 150 plus is just a rhythm issue, but his direction is there. And like anything, the quicker anything travels, the more erratic it can be. So he's very honed in at the moment, terrorising the Black Cap batsman.
I think the impressive thing you can see there is that the eyes and the head are remaining pretty still until the last moment, when he really works hard to try and get it into the pitch. And if you can get some bounce from any pitch, you know, it's not going to be this one. This is real hard work for fast bowlers. Oh, that's nice bowling.
Oh, good stroke here, and that'll go away. First time that Astle has been able to unleash.
Well, it wasn't defend and survive on this occasion. Astle given some width. That's appreciating the lesser pace of Gillespie. Put him away beautifully behind point on the offside.
That's a good stroke as well. Square on both sides for boundaries.
Astle away with 2 good boundaries in this over. Gillespie just dropping fractionally short, and Astle a lovely pull shot. Finds the middle of the bat, finds the placement. And this could be the 2 boundaries that he needed just to get this innings some momentum going the Black Caps' way.
That's a lovely shot. Now, he's really looked good off the back foot tonight. He's got into good positions, and on that occasion gave himself time to whip it through square.
Well, there's a big gaping hole square on the onside for Astle, and he's picked this one out because Kaspovic has given him the leverage and the length to work it through onto the onside. It's a good shot, good piece of batting. Kaspovic won't be happy with that delivery. The direct hit here. Astle well home. Clark, boy, he's a fielder. Deadly with the arm. We seldom, when he shies the wickets, does he miss. Just a superb all-round cricketer.
.222 to win. Astle 25.
Yes.
Coming back for a second. It's a nice batting to start a new over from Kaspovic. Changing the commentary now is Gavin Larson with Ian Smith.
Thank you, Martin. Still inside the first 15 overs, just. Just playing a little bit too freely, and Kaspovic has done it again for the umpteenth time. He backs up the strike bowlers and gets into the act himself. Huge blow for Australia. Nathan Astle sent back on his way. It's the extra bounce that the Australian bowlers get. Astle looking to flay it through the point region. It's a strength of his. Not today, though. What a big moment that is. He knows that, the bowler. Estel's on his way. Gone for 27. It's 45 for 2.
Hamish Marshall won't be joined by his brother James just yet, because Craig McMillan has made his way to the middle here at Eden Park. And New Zealand 45 for 2, and Michael Paps has retired hurt. We don't know really how well he is at this point, whether he's able to come out and bat again later on. We certainly hope so. Lee 1 for 16 with express pace at times. Gillespie none for 14. Kasperwitz now 1 for 9. And Nathan Astle furious with himself here. He knew that was just a little close in to play a horizontal bat shot. Got a really big piece of it, and Gilchrist did the rest. It's a good single, and you'll get plenty of those. The running has to be at its peak here. Hamish Marshall has to run this for a while McMillan gets sorted.
Well, he's been threatening Craig McMillan. Got through to 37 in the first ODI and thought looked pretty good. Clubbed an enormous one out of the stadium in Wellington. Rash shot on the second ODI, but hitting the ball well, as is Marshall. Boy, how much do they need a partnership now? How demanding is this Australian attack? Lee the pace and the deadly accuracy of Gillespie, and this man here, Kasperwitz. Too close for that sort of shot. Nathan Astle is looking to hit it through square. It's a favourite region of his. Snicko gives us the evidence. It's a huge nick, and it's a huge moment. Into the 15th over now. And Ricky Ponting will then be able to lift the fielding restrictions if he wishes. At the moment they have things very nicely under control, Australia, as they've had right through this series. Three runs and a wicket from the Kasperwitz over, 46 for 2.
Superbly confident outfit, Australia. That's the thing. When you're number one and so highly ranked as number one, so far between you and the second place team, everything you do, and your preparation and the way you play the game itself, is brimming with confidence. Back each other up. There's no situation you feel you get in, you can't get out of. Got themselves out of a hole with the bat, Australia, and now the bowlers have chimed in to put New Zealand under immense pressure at the start. 15 overs have given up 46 runs at a cost of 2 wickets and 1 batsman perhaps lying down in the dressing room with the bag of ice on his forehead. Michael Paps. Let's just hope that he's in good shape.
Coach John Bracewell and Stephen Fleming have both talked about the very small sort of windows of opportunity that they have against this very good Australian team. And I think this is one here, Andrew Symonds. I'm sure in my mind that they want to target Symonds. His RPO isn't crash hot, it's around 5 and over. No! He doesn't have a huge strike rate in terms of his wicket taking either. He's into his 113th match. He's taken 84 wickets, not bad, but very much the 4th or 5th bowler. And I think New Zealand would like to target this guy. I think McMillan showed that the way he charged him down in Christchurch. The circumstances just really haven't presented themselves right. If they could just build this partnership up, get a little bit of momentum, and I think that small window of opportunity that they talk about, I think lies in this sort of area, and maybe it is targeting a Symonds, because the other three have bowled so well.
Well, Adam Gilchrist is thinking along your lines. He's gone up behind the stumps. Maybe he's thinking that McMillan's going to try and break the shackles by leaving his crease, trying to hit in a bold fashion. He did that in Christchurch, as you say, didn't get enough of it. He also, of course, did that against McGrath in the capital and was stumped by Gilchrist standing up. So not only pressure from the bowler running in, but breathing down your neck.
Bowling, Roy.
37 off 31, 12 off 20. He likes to score at a rapid rate. 5 dot balls in this over. When you look at the batting to come, he's the man in terms of experience. He's the specialist batsman left.
Oh, Roy.
It's a very good maiden. Nice and straight. 46 for 2.
And a huge example too there of where the New Zealand bowling has basically gone wrong through this series. Back of a length, dead straight on off stump, and just asking the batsman the question. You miss, I'll hit. It's as simple as that. We've all seen it today again. New Zealand coughing up far too many 4 balls right through the innings. No consistency in the direction.
In the 17th over here at Eden Park. Still good light outside. Michael Kasparitz putting the squeeze on the Aussies. Gilchrist has been heard through the stump mics to that effect. Let's keep the squeeze on. No pressure on Michael Slater or Glenn McGrath today for that matter. A couple of New South Wales teammates talking through a few old times. That's close. Good shout, really. It wasn't all that far forward, Craig McMillan. Good, honest appeal, and maybe not a bad decision. Gets the front foot outside the line of off stump, maybe a little high, so good on both counts. Fair enough to ask, and the right decision made. McMillan will have to scamper. And I think he gets there okay, although Alim Dar is going to come upstairs just to test the confidence. A direct hit again. Michael Clark right on target.
It is just remarkable to me how often these Australians hit the stumps. This is not an easy bit of fielding. Fast to the ball, one-handed pick-up, left-handed. You'll see McMillan in just 2 or 3 centimetres in it.
Now, as long as the bat's on the ground, I'm with you. As long as the bat's on the ground. As long as the bat is certainly on the ground. Is it? That's the key. Is the bat on the ground? I think it's past the line clearly there. We go back half a frame. This is touch and go. I think on that evidence the decision has to be not out, but a lot closer than you think.
And direct throws always are. I'd suggest that bat was in the air, and that was a marginal call. Very much so. Great bit of fielding.
The key to in terms of whether it was in the air or on the ground or not, it's the shadow. See the shadow of the bat? See the shadow of the bat? Hits the ground, I think, well after the line, but that's just in reflection, and that's after a lot of lab testing. That the shadow is the key, with the lights taking effect.
We've talked about their bowling, the Australians, the intensity and the demanding nature of their whole bowling package. And what about their fielding? They back up their bowlers so tremendously. The energy and the vigour within that inner circle. We talk a lot about the New Zealanders needing to take singles, to rotate the strike, to keep the scoreboard ticking over. But it's so difficult with the pressure that's being exerted. We'll take a single there. And 50 up for New Zealand. 2 down. National Bank International Cricketer of the Year, continuing of course, and a few Australian names. starting to feature on that honours board there. Stephen Fleming on the top there with 3 points. That was the Boxing Day one-day against Sri Lanka. And Glenn McGrath and Matthew Hayden picking up the 2 man of the matches to date.
And the interesting thing about that, Gav, is that, well, Stephen Fleming's probably not going to add to it now, and the other 2 can't. So if Hamish Marshall was to tear this game off for New Zealand, he might just go to the top. There's Simons. Oh! Wow, was there an edge there? I got a feeling there might have been a nick through to Adam Gilchrist going down. It's the price you pay sometimes for standing up.
Looking to generate the pressure by standing up, and yes, very clear edge. Extremely difficult bowling at 126k. And it was a healthy edge too, wasn't it, that created quite a deviation. But if you were standing back, it would have been a regulation catch.
Doug Cowie says no because he believes the ball might be going down leg side, but you can see the pressure that Gilchrist is exerting. Okay, the catch goes down that he would have taken, but McMillan has now got the back foot anchored and looking to play, well, I won't say nervously from the crease, but in the fashion that he's uncomfortable playing with. He likes to dominate at the crease, make it the man in charge situation. Bowling. So much acid on him from around, let alone the match situation. So run rate required now is going up ball by ball. As soon as it gets above 6 and you don't score a single, it increases markedly. It's up to 6.62, even this far out. Breaks the shackles and smashes it square for 4. Hamish Marshall. He wins the battle in the end. It's 58 for 2.
Classy shot with a lot of courage too. 3 singles off the over, and he took the risk. Last ball, down he went at the ball, and to his credit, played right through the shot. No half measures. Backward a point for 4. So good form, Hamish Marshall.
You're right about that footwork there, because initially he went at the ball, straight at the bowler. Close. If Doug Cowie adjudicates that has hit the pad first, that's mighty close. There was bat involved, but which was first?
Pretty clear. Very clear, and very close too, to boot. Now, I'd say the feet didn't really move at all there. Yes, there was a big chunk of bat, but the visual evidence says that ricocheted off the pad onto the bat. Very close.
Oh. Gone, another lovely boundary. Threading the needle. And on this ground with such small dimensions, the angles are tighter to hit through.
Second quick boundary for Hamish Marshall. Nothing better than seeing an elegant cover drive too. Just a good classic cricket shot. Foot to the ball, not trying to hit it too hard. That was all about timing.
Oh.
And follows it up with a very sensible piece of cricket, opening their face, picking up the single down to third man. Smart cricket.
Marshall has dragged it back. It's now down to 6.59. Nip and tuck, as they say. Punch, counter punch.
Oh, bowling, Roy.
This has been a good over from the viewpoint that this batting has forced Ricky Ponting to go a bit more defensive. He did have 5 up to 6 men inside the circle of late, but now just the bare 4. 2 on the offside, 2 on the on. Good over of batting. 8 runs without a risk and a fumble and all sorts going on. 66 for 2. To the bowling crease. This is a bit of a surprise for me. I haven't seen too much of him at the bowling crease over the years. So he's going to bowl this little seam up delivery. It's quite straight. And the first one will go for 4. Just too short.
Yes, and he's going to have to settle into his work nice and quickly here. Hussey has too short and just offered the width to Hamish Marshall, who again has played a very good one-day cricket shot through the second slip or even first slip region.
Got to go. Oh, direct hit, and I think Craig McMillan might have been left gasping for more than just air. And he gives Hamish Marshall the look as if to say, you've got to make the call more decisive and make it earlier, because if he'd have hit, I think I was going missing. Crashing shot from McMillan. Cut off at the pass. Good cricket. Gosh, it's a wonderful product, this one-day cricket like this. Hussey again. It's a good over, this one. Except for there, when it was too wide and it's gone for 4. A good over for the Kiwis. It's 84 for 2. Margin for error in one-day cricket, pretty slim. Hamish Marshall has moved through to 33. Playing beyond his years again.
Mid-on, mid-off, up. There it goes, and this time it's mid-on. Didn't really get a full chunk of it, did McMillan, but these boundaries aren't going to test it if the man is inside the circle.
Good bold, sensible stroke here from McMillan. He needed to show some intent and get those fielders back so he can tick over the singles. He did it with a good stroke over, long on, a few bounces, and into the boundary row.
That's necessitated a change in field. Back goes mid-on now to the rope.
Oh, Michael!
And that'll bring, of course, singles into play. Man up. So, back you go. As long as you get enough loft on that to beat the man at 30-metre circle or 27-metre circle, you've done the job. Single to finish the over, I think. That's 8 off. So good over again for New Zealand, 94 for 2. Oh! Yes, turn there already. Quite a lot of it.
Well, Hogg will be making his chops at the way this is turned and bounced.
Yeah, that's a good start, isn't it? 81 Ks. Just keep an eye on the speedy bowls as well. Yeah, that'll please him. He saw the turn, and that's why he went wider.
Just trying to chew off a little bit too much spin here, and just Marshall has quick feet. He's quick enough to get back and place that through the gap in the offside field.
Quite a quick arm speed, hasn't he, Brad Hogg, just to try and generate that revolutions on the ball. There's McMillan option.
Well, if I'm right, he comes from Western Australia, doesn't he? He comes from Perth. Now, that is a wicket that can reward the slower bowler, but you do have to work very hard at turning it. Daniel Vittori always says it's a good track to bowl on, but you must be able to get some spin and purchase to be effective.
This time Marshall sweeping, he's sweeping square, he's done it well enough to get to the boundary.
Well, this is one of the strengths of Hamish Marshall, very good on the sweep shot. He's really middle back controlled it well. That is down to the short area of Eden Park. You only need to be a few yards either side of the fielder down there if you hit the ball well to get it for 4.
And because it was outside off, it went square, of course. Oh, that one's just skidded through, and he's been deceived there. A little nod from the batsman. So 6 runs from the first hog over. He's got it down fine. It's not far, that boundary down there. It was a bottom edge, I think, but it's very effective.
Once again, down to the short boundary here at Eden Park. Very hard to protect. McMillan just getting enough on that. Getting it fine enough that it's run away down there. Didn't have far to run. So Simons to continue here. Marshall. It's a nice place from out to the man at wide mid wicket, but only one.
Yeah, nicely done. I think that was Hussey hustling in there from the boundary. You had to make good coverage across the ground to get to that ball, prevent the 2. Both McMillan and Marshall were very interested in it. Now, McMillan is looking onside. There he goes, a big stroke. Hussey's the man out there, I think. Getting underneath it. Takes the catch. McMillan has been dismissed. Really wanting and indicating he wants to go straighter there. He got more underneath the ball to the widest boundary.
Well, McMillan trying to get a boundary away early on in the over, but he's just dragged that one far too square than where he wanted to get it. He got underneath it. That is one of the longer boundaries. And he's holed out to Hussey. He's taken a good catch. So McMillan, disappointing dismissal for him. He's out for 26. New Zealand, 114 for 3.
The twin arrives. James Marshall on your left. And I think Mum and Dad had a nervous wait. Mum was certainly. Who's coming out now? Is it my boy or is it Cairns?
Look at the old man there. Proud as punch, wasn't he?
So both Marshalls are now in. Number 33 is James. He's just arrived at the wicket, so he's at the non-striker's end. Hamish is on strike. He's on 47. So now, let's see what can happen here. Single straight away. You can see, if you think that Hamish is quick, so is James. Here's the wicket of McMillan. He really... The bat gets away on him. He wants to hit that a lot straighter and a lot flatter. But it's got away on him, and therefore he's had to drag it more onside. And he picked out Mike Hussey. A comfortable catch. James Marshall out to receive the first delivery in ODIs for himself. And he's got runs. He's away quickly. He's got 2.
So Marshall J off the mark, and everyone's relieved here. If these two can get something going, they're running between the wickets. It's just electric. The understanding they have is superb. I tell you what, I bet you Hamish has got a bit of adrenaline coursing through the veins at the moment, out there with his brother.
Oh, in! Another single. Just into the offside. Very quick. Another quick run there. So singles galore that over. It's 119 for 3. So Hamish Marshall. 5 boundaries to him. Looking just to nurdle it round. Not trying to overhit it. He'll go to 50. Another 50 to the Marshall family.
Well done so far, Hamish Marshall. It's been a very good innings. He did some hard work to get in against the faster bowlers, and when the slow bowlers came on, he's worked them round, just as he has on this occasion, to bring up 50.
So Hamish Marshall on 50, giving himself some room and using that area. I was saying he's so powerful, but he's good off the front foot as well. You bowl a little bit of width to him, he's got a range of strokes he can play. Also can get the sweep stroke into play, and also just paddling it round on the leg side. So Marshall now, that's Hamish 51. 25 singles, very similar to the two Michaels who played earlier. A lot of singles, 3 twos, no threes. This ground is really too small for that, and 5 boundaries.
I'm going to repeat what I said in the first one-day international. And I feel that Hogg is the one bowler in this Australian outfit that if a right-hand batsman really wants to have a go, then I think it is Hogg that should be targeted. He will be forced, normally after only one aggressive stroke or attempted aggressive stroke, to bring the wrong one into play, which can then mean a shorter delivery, which might present itself as a full ball. The Black Caps need, I think, to put a little bit of pressure on Hogg.
James Marshall on strike now, the new player. He's moved pretty quickly through to 9. He's just faced the 10 deliveries. It gives Ponting the opportunity to create the pressure inside the ring. 4 men on the offside, 2 on the leg side. On the drive, through wide of mid-off. Good bold shot from James Marshall. That's his first boundary in international cricket.
Heart would have been in his mouth as he made contact. He made good contact with it, but it was the direction. Was it going to go to Kaspervits in the deep? Just to his left. And strangely, Kaspervits goes with the reverse catching style. And it was a long way from him in the end. So very good placement there from James Marshall. Now the attempted pull shot. Swing and a miss. Good intent though. He's not overawed by this occasion. He's probably still a little nervous, but he's channeling it in the right fashion.
Hamish on the right, so I'm told. Very, very impressed with Hamish Marshall. The advancements he's made in international cricket. He was 76 at the Stave in Wellington. The first ODI was a top knock. Very nearly took New Zealand through to victory. Got into his work quickly at Christchurch before edging out. Down the leg side, I think that might have taken a bit of pad.
Just a flick. Just flicked the pad, which saved Kaspervits' first ball in this second spell. Facing Simons, who bowled out his 10 overs, and ball definitely deflecting off the pad. Good work by Gilchrist. He's very tidy behind the stumps. He's been in good nick with the gloves since he's been in New Zealand, not so with the bat.
Now, a little point of interest here will just be to see whether there's any reverse swing. Sometimes around this stage, the 30 over mark, or into the 34th over, you sometimes just see the ball tailing in. And Kasparich does have the ability to reverse swing the ball. So we'll just see if he's ducking it in late to the right-handers. If he does, then of course it makes the ask for the batsman even tougher. Late swing. Well, we got sent back a direct hit, and that I would say will be out. Will be very, very close. James Marshall was on strike. He wanted the single. Andrew Symonds is superb in that cover region.
He doesn't miss, or hardly misses. And it's a costly mix-up between the twins. He very quickly gets back, and a direct hit almost always means out. Andrew Symonds is brilliant in the field, and I reckon 8 out of 10 chances he gets, he direct hits and gets these run-outs. Such an impact player in the field for Australia, and once again he proves his worth. Australia realising how big a wicket this is.
Here we are then. The big red out. James Marshall's on his way. That's the end of his first ODI innings for his country. Disastrous mix-up between the twins. James Marshall, he's run out for 14, 135 for 4.
135 for 4 now, New Zealand. In the 34th over, and it was Fleming the first man out for 1. Astle 27. Paps unfortunately retired hurt after getting a big hit in the head from Brett Lee for 3. Hamish Marshall is not out 54. He's a crucial man in this batting outfit now. McMillan 26, and James Marshall, the last man, run out brilliantly by Symonds. 1 wicket to Brett Lee. Gillespie a no wicket for 14. Kasparich 1 for 21. Symonds 10 overs, 1 for 36. Hussey and Hogg have bowled 3 and 4 overs respectively without a wicket. And the new batsman, Chris Cairns, came out to an eruption from the crowd here at Eden Park. Can he deliver tonight? He hasn't so far in the series. He's a classy all-rounder, and boy, do his team need him with the bat tonight.
Oh, the old cliche rings loud in my head. Form is temporary, class is permanent. And he is class, Cairns, we all know that. He's played some amazing innings over the years. He is short of runs at the moment. But the confidence will be there, the self-belief will be there.
Cairns is out there because of this. It's James Marshall just knocking it very short to the offside, sets off. His brother doesn't come, sends him back, and Andrew Symonds in full flight. It's just phenomenal how often he does hit the stumps direct. Ends up side by side next to James Marshall. He really is dynamite in the field.
Well, just so athletic. I mean, the skills that are required to pick the ball up at that sort of pace, one-handed, and look, parallel to the ground. Here's a little reaction time for you, 0.76 of a second. It's pretty quick, and he's a big fella too, and to get down that low in such an athletic way, well, it's stunning stuff, really. Oh, it's a maiden over for Kasparich. A wicket for Australia. It's 135 for 4. Now, this will be an interesting challenge. Hogg versus Cairns. We'll have a look at the field that Ricky Ponting employs to Chris Cairns. The run rate has now crept up above 8 runs per over. 8.15 required. 129 needed from 95 balls. So it's a stiff ask now for New Zealand. Long on in place, mid-wicket on the boundary, backward square. Oh! And beaten.
Well, that's good bowling. And the wrong and the man in the deep, long off, Jason Gillespie. Deep cover. And of course, you're going to have the man down in that direction too, long on. And another edge. Gilchrist heard something. He doesn't appeal unless he feels there's an outside edge. Not out.
Superb bit of bowling. A wrong in. Cairns has looked to play it through square leg. Certainly I heard a noise as well.
Now frustration sets in. He's beaten again, all ends up. That's the orthodox leg spinner. Cairns just needs to take stock. He's not picking the wrong un, and then he didn't pick the stock delivery. This is another wrong un. And now there's another run-out chance and another direct hit. I wouldn't be surprised. The player reaction from the Aussies is he's gone. Hamish Marshall thinks he is also. Boy, oh boy.
Well, absolute total disaster for New Zealand. Chris Cairns called the run. There was that moment of hesitation. Marshall's on his skates. Simons is the fielder again. He's at least 2 yards short. Andrew Simons, stand up, take a bow. 2 quick run-outs. Magnificent bit of fielding. And tragedy for New Zealand. There we are. Hamish Marshall gone. It's 136 for 5.
Well, Brendan McCullum at the crease now, and a total change in momentum, or a shift back to the Australians. All because of Andrew Simons in the field. And some bad calling, it has to be said, some bad judgment. And there was a nervous, or there has been a nervous start from Chris Cairns, and I'm not sure he's believing at the moment. I'm not sure he's confident. And that really did affect Hamish Marshall. And there was that hesitation. Brought about another run out. Starts with a wrong one. Hogging control. 136 for 5.
Well, top effort from the Australians. Gee, the bowling attack is superb. Cairns was slow with his call, wasn't he? Now, Hamish Marshall is fast. He's incredibly fast, but he's not going to respond to a call like that. Simons was brilliant at cover. He's 3 metres short. Carbon copy of the James Marshall run-out, really. Remarkable. The 2 Marshalls removed run-out in identical circumstances inside a 2-over period. The game swings almost totally Australian way.
And another mix-up. Cairns, a direct hit, and Cairns was walking back as well. What is going on out there?
Well, it's just no communication. It's just one of the fundamentals of batting. Cairns wanted the run, was there? I heard no call at all. Was he just relying on eyesight? Well, he was gone. Again, a direct hit, and Chris Cairns would have been on his way. Just battling with his poise, his composure.
Well, he can turn it round if he's prepared to stay there and become a hero. And hit some edges towards the end. He needs to stay there, though. Brendan McCullum's brother watches on with interest. In the air, it's not going to carry. Yes, it does, but it's put down. Damien Martin in the deep. At long on, another opportunity for the Aussies, and this time it goes begging.
Well, it's a terribly tough chance down there at long on. Damien Martin diving to his left, but the quality of the Australian fielding, you almost expect them to snare those. You really do. It's a surprise to see the ball pop out and ricochet away for 4. Maybe that's the slice of luck that Chris Cairns needs. His first boundary.
Bowling, hogger!
And the mix-up, bowler's end, Ricky Ponting. Number 14, the ball just sneaking a little bit behind him, but didn't get away from him too far, which allowed him to recover. Once again, Damien Martin got himself into a good position. It was really travelling, though. This one will be 4. I wonder if it's going to be a costly drop. It was a tough chance. 149 for 5.
149 for 5. A huge mountain to climb now. We hear that no Michael Paps. So effectively 6 down New Zealand. Here's Kaspovitz. Big delay in proceedings. Might just take a bit of momentum, bit of wind out of someone's sails, and it might be out of the Australian boat. That's a boundary. Whoa, that's calamitous. Put it on tape and bottle it.
A bit of keystone stuff here as Simons makes a launch. Lee overruns it, turns around, and well, slides again.
The net result is a very good one for New Zealand. They get a boundary early in the over and they can exert some pressure. Even Ben McGrath sees the funny side of that. So 112 from 76. New Zealand are to win it. They win it with these 2 players and the next one in Daniel Vettori. That'll fire Brett Lee up. He's about due to bowl again, I would imagine. Here's Kaspovitz. Damn.
You wonder here now, all New Zealand know that Brendan McCullum is very quick. You just feel that this ground, unless you hit it into very specific areas, his speed will be somehow undone, really, because it's just too small to get those singles into 2s that he is so good at this time of an innings. And so it really isn't a boundary hitting, I think. It's going to go from the leg, and it's going to go for 4.
This is a good over for New Zealand. All of a sudden, the heat going on Michael Kaspovitz. You know, a couple of times in the last couple of months, he hasn't been able to answer it too well. Once in Melbourne, once in Wellington. And now, all of a sudden, he's under the hammer again. 9 runs and 4 balls.
Pushing for 2 here.
Classic example of what you're saying. McCullum knows he could have got back for 2, but he's not running with Marshall. He's running with a slightly, shall we say, older version. One that's not quite so hippity-hoppity between the stumps.
Well, it was Cairns who was calling for 2. Gives him the policeman. Go back.
10 off. A goodie for the Kiwis. It's 159 for 5.
Well, there we are. There's the pictorial form of the innings, and really just when you're wanting to sort of raise the problem, that happens. And that's going to take some time to be overcome, I think. New Zealand now effectively 6 down.
Where can Cairns, if he sees it early enough, where can he hit him, Jeremy? Let's look around this field and just spot some zones he can hit in.
Well, I think the length that he's bowling at the moment, there's not, and the pace that he's bowling, it cuts out those sort of areas off the horizontal bat shot. I think that's too difficult, especially, as I say, with that heavy bat of Cairns. So it really is only just down the ground, or if a bit of width, then down to 3rd man.
In the air, could be out. He is out. That's a very good catch. Michael Hussey. He has had a very big day here at Eden Park, and it's gone through into the evening. A sprawling catch, and New Zealand's danger man is gone. Lee does it. He does the trick.
Just short of a length, and so when Cairns tries to muscle it off the front foot, it goes slightly squarer. So Cairns has gone for 12, 161 for 6.
He's been a diamond, has Daniel. He's going to have to shine again tonight. 161 for 6. Sparkle. Can he do it again? His strike rate is brilliant, 78. His highest score on the right of the line there, that was just the other night in Christchurch. It was a lost cause then. This isn't quite in that bracket, but it's getting harder by the second. With batsmen like Cairns, you don't quite know how often or how well he's hitting the ball. Single there, brings Vittori on strike. These are hard, Jerry, when you've got to go forward.
Well, it's flat, isn't it? That's the thing that makes it difficult. It's sometimes moving in the air as well. It'll arc away from you. He runs and he judges it very nicely indeed. And as you're running forward, they're hard to take because your head is moving, the eyes are moving slightly, so you're getting a kind of a blurred vision of the catch. And then to slide forward on your elbows as well. Just got that, didn't he, in the bottom of the hands, but managed to hold on so well sliding forward.
Some people will be sitting at home saying that ball made contact with the grass on those two replays. There'll be a few people steaming around the place. Put your best crockery away, Mum. Dad might be getting a bit terse and surly. Because it did look, from that last angle, as if it might have made contact. A little nick there. Yes, he's got him. Vittori's got a little feather on that one. There might be doubt about the Cairns one, but there is none this time around.
Well, Gilchrist has dropped a few tonight, standing up. This time off the spinner. Vittori just waits and tries to just work it down fine on the offside, but he gets a little feather. It's taken by Gilchrist. It's gone for naught. It's 162 for 7. Kyle Mills comes in at number 9 for New Zealand. He joins McCullum. The dismissal of Daniel Vittori. Vittori looking to go forward and perhaps onside if anything, and then sees the turn and tries to feather it just wide of the keeper and just succeeds in getting a little nick. Perhaps a wee bit of bounce. It got hogged that wicket.
Oh! How was that? How was it? Him on the full, didn't it?
1,000
reasons why, boys.
2 or 3 blatant, really, and belated appeals. Then it hit him on the full.
How was it?
I love that. How was he?
Or showing the bowl of the stumps. This could be close. Oh, it was all on again. Really some pressure exerted. Michael Slater has joined me. Ian Smith going to some fronting duties. Oh yeah. In the air, is it? Just going to clear the field. So there'll be 2 here at least. And that'll do. That keeps McCullum on strike.
Just a little chip shot. Nice little sand iron. The amazing thing, Jeremy, with the breakdown, the 81 runs in the last 10 was quite remarkable, but there were no wickets, Phil, as well, so the run rate was good. In fact, the most right the way through, if you look at that, was the most profitable 10 overs, which you'd sort of expect later on when we're going for more, but no wickets fell. Oh, dangerous. Unjustified. Brett Lee coming down to apologise straight away, but Brendan McCullum is really upset at that. That has come to him at pace, hand to head almost, or hand to waist. You're just not going to pick them up as a batsman. You're waiting for it to see the ball come off the pitch. And that certainly isn't intentional from Brett Lee. He would never purposely bowl a full toss.
142 Ks. Should add, if in the umpire's mind he feels that's deliberate, he can be removed from the bowling crease.
Well, that's not even a thought. That's not even an option for Brett Lee. He's not that type of individual. That is a Yorker gone wrong. He's gone for the sand shoe crusher, and it's just a little bit over the mark.
It's got wrong by a long way, though, hasn't it?
Yeah. When you're bowling at that pace, it's probably not too much wrong. It's just a little early with the release. And that is not intentional at all. I know it looks bad. It's an angry response from McCullum. Would have really been worried about his fingers at that stage, given he's the wicket keeper, and a mighty good one at that. He's not in front of the terraced area, which is probably a saving grace for him. I'm sure there's a few little remarks being forthcoming from the stand. In the air, Mills presenting another opportunity. Kaspervitz clean as a whistle.
Mills looking for the shorter boundary, sort of extra cover area here at Eden Park. Really looking onside, and it may well have been the wrong one as well. Got underneath it, and that's why it's spewed out to the offside. Kaspervitz very comfortable underneath that. So Mills is gone. He leaves McCullum after scoring one. One that was deceived in flight and turned from home. That's a very good stroke. This is a flat 6.
He is a very clean striker of the ball, and why not, McCullum? The game is all but over, and he might as well have some fun. That one was your stock delivery, Hog. Money's on a wrong one here. Jeremy's bowled at least half his deliveries in an over, Wrongans. More a toppy. This one out. That is an absolute flat strike from McCullum, and he's picked out Mike Hussey, who's taken a solid catch in the deep, and that is victory to the Aussies. Comprehensive.
Well, it is, and it's a series victory as well. That consummates 3 very good efforts from the Australians. Really, the New Zealanders will be disappointed, I think, with their second and third performances in this series. Players have quite stood up. Fleming, Astle and Cairns to really come through for them. Brendan McCullum is out for 23.
Decided to bat first. No great surprise there. It was a fairly dry-looking pitch, and they got off to a good start, courtesy of Gilchrist and Kadich, and perhaps some not 178 for 9, all out in the 42nd over, and they lost Stephen Fleming particularly